how is everyone? I hope you are all well. One of the biggest questions that comes into my head when I think about the well situation and, what happened on the 15th of June 2021, and it's the question of time. Did they have time to do what many of us have kind of said that they did? Was there physically enough time? Now, I'm not talking about premeditation here, because that's something that's got to be dealt with on its own. But what I'm trying to do here is take individual parts of this, sort of put it into its own box and deal with that. So I'm looking at accident, something that wasn't premeditated. We're saying that something happened on that day and they had to react and get someone gone. Did they have time? Now look, we can say that Candus is street smart. We can, we can say she's street smart. We can say she's academically inept, perhaps. But would being street smart put you in a position where you could do what would need to be done in the event of an accident? Because at the end of the day, that is something that happens and catches you off guard. Even Candus, that would have caught her off guard. If something happened because she was being neglectful, if she was perhaps doing something with Hunter, then what is she doing? She's doing something with Hunter. She then finds Summer in a situation, and all of a sudden they've got to do something. Because at the end of the day, if we go down the point of, look, Summer wandered off, and they think that she wandered off in that short period of time. Now, Summer could have wandered off and then wandered back. There's a lot of questions there. Now, do I think that there's a potential for Summer to have wandered off earlier on? Something was happening. She's been gone for a period of time that would enable her to go into the path of someone else. Yes, I do. And I think anybody who rules that out at this stage is a fool. Because I do think that, yes, there is a potential for Candus to have been in a position where she was tied up doing something she shouldn't have. Summer got into a predicament off of the property, and that's what we need to look at in respect of that. But in terms of an accident happening either at the swimming hole or at the property, now the problem that I have with it happening at the swimming hole is I think that Hunter would have caved by now. I think he would have caved. He's a 15-year-old boy. He might be a little bit street smart himself, but he's been interviewed 4 times, and some of that is by the FBI. Now, would he have been able to pull the wool over their eyes if he was complicit in something that day, even if it was just hiding an accident that happened? Yes, we've heard that he was out of sorts the following day or whatever, but I think he'd have caved. I don't think he has the mental strength and capacity to hide it. And maybe I'm not giving him the credit he so rightly deserves, but I just can't see it. And I can't see in this window of time them being able to do what would need to be done in order to get Summer far enough away and hidden to then be able to go back and deal with it to the point where they can be so sure that they're not going to get seen, they're not going to get caught out. We talk about the GPS on the cars, etc. That would rule out the Subaru entirely because of the Burla report that can give, and the Burla report can give everything on that car, where when the indicators were used, the weight of the people in the car, what seats were being occupied because of the pre-tensioners in the seats, all sorts of data. So it then gives you 1 or 2 of the trucks on the property being used, and you've got the neighbour, old bloody hieroglyphic language woman. She's listening to everyone, and yes, she's heard them go on and off the property, but where are they going? Where are they going? Where are they meeting? Are they meeting Don? Is he coming away from work? What? There's a lot of moving pieces in this short period of time, and you can chew that time up just by travelling from point A to point B. And like I say, you've got to rule out getting seen, getting heard, getting picked up and pinged on, phone masts, all sorts of things. Now, if there was digital data, either from the phone pings or from the Burla report on the Subaru, there'd be arrests by now. There has been crimes solved because of Burla reports. I'm struggling. I'm struggling to put it in a position where it was an accident cover-up, and I'm trying to rule it out so it narrows it down what we've got to be looking at. How many of you are still out there and you're thinking, look, this was indeed an accident, either at the watering hole, at the swimming hole, you know, Warriors, or it happened on the property? And if you still think that, then what is your mindset on how that happened in accordance with the time? Bearing in mind that they wouldn't have got back to the property until around 3:30 p.m. and that 911 call we're pretty sure happened at 6:30 p.m. So that's a 3-hour window for the accident to happen, for someone who was obviously not paying attention to all of a sudden find out that the accident has happened and then put the wheels in motion to rectify it. And they'll have had to have cleared that up to a point where they're going to be comfortable enough to call 911. Does it make sense? Let me know, and I'll catch you on the next one.